Hello, this is Michael from Blue Gem Tarot. Today's episode, Pick a Card reading, is going to be What People Hide from You. I also added some subdivisions for this one, given that the previous video really profited in a way from this adjustment, and I really loved the result, so I hope this one also doesn't disappoint. Um, the timestamps are going to be in the comment section and the description section as usual, along the donation links if you're interested. Uh, that's it for the intro part. You can skip to your piles if you would like. You have 3 moon cards in this reading. Choose whichever feels like it resonates the most with you. Now, a bit of like a commentary or something. Um, First of all, I feel overwhelmed with like the amount of positivity and the comments, and I feel very bad that I cannot get back to all of them at once. But if you're writing comments, positive ones, I really thank you for that. And also I'm grateful for the constructive criticism, that if it's genuine, of course. But yeah, I appreciate the suggestions and I appreciate the information you give as feedback for my readings. Um, there was one comment I read which said that it's kind of strange that a lot of my readings are focused on what other people think. And I do understand why this question was brought up, because while it's true, I don't necessarily love the topics always like this, but they are really successful in a way, and I find that I can blend in the wisdom of the cards, the information I channel with the popular topics. And while a person might actually stumble across this reading, click on it and find it because it's actually a viral topic, I find it really fulfilling where the person can actually see themselves in the reading, get mirrored, validated, and understood in a reading that they would think would simply talk about other people, their thoughts, intentions, and whatsoever. And I do want to say that I try to be very creative or give the most diversity or value in the way in which I personally chisel and shift and redesign the energy or the information that comes to me as I channel. So while you may not see my efforts, let's just say, which are I do invest a lot of effort in the topics too, but while you may not see my signature energy in the actual topics because they are driven towards being popular, you will always find the intention or the signature intention in the actual reading. So I intend for them to be helpful, to be eye-opening, to be transformational in your life. And if you want to get a taste of what that feels like, or what that actually what represents, or what I want to give to you, I would like you to be more focused on the actual essence of the reading and not the topic, because it's something that I found that I had to integrate along the ways. Many of you who are from the first videos from my channel know that I posted, and you'll find the videos there with topics that were very niche, and I believe like these are the topics that have to be brought in, not for the general demographic, but actually for the general reading, but for a personal. So if you have a personal request, if you'd like to discover, to help me like go into that domain, this would be a more suited place to uncover this would be in a private reading. Which I don't have the time to do, unfortunately. But I understand, and people give me suggestions. Thank you. It's very good that you give me those suggestions, but please don't take it personally if I don't pick it out for the next video, because I have to keep things going, and I have a sort of design way of going about the reading, which keeps this work flowing. It's not ideal, but it's something that I quickly try to improve and change for the better. So please have patience and don't take it personally if I don't pick out your topic for the reading. Which the topics are really good. Some people post some in the comments, they write some really good, very good topics for a reading. But if you want to extract the most out of it, you have to ask for a personal reading, either from me or from another person with this question. I'm in this life right now at this phase where I cannot get involved with this, so to speak. So yeah, that's something I really wanted to share. I think that's pretty much it. I think my energy decided to simply not focus on negative comments, and I want to say that I do love even the people who post negative or it. It's not pleasant always, but of course, I do want to love the people who don't give me back this energy of love, and it's understandable. Now, I don't want to be like feisty over it as I was in the past, in the previous, most recent past. And yeah, I hope this content that I'm creating is useful to you. And yeah, I think I will start with pile number one. Hello, pile number one. Welcome to your reading. There is some sort of duality in here that I can pick up on, and it's not what it seems, or it's very hard to decipher at first, but there is like a golden thread or silver lining type of story in here that will make sense as you listen to the reading. First of all, what I want to say, there is this contrast in here that I simply cannot avoid, in the sense that if you resonate with this information, you are in the right spot place. So, this pile gives me an energy of difference from the general usual atmosphere of people or demographic, because what I kind of sense there is like, I even wrote it, it's magic, it's gentleness, even looking at the card in here, which is not random. This makes me feel like there is something very um, non-earthly, out of this world about you that makes people really feel like they are fulfilled in your presence. However, what is also quite interesting to look at in this reading is the fact that people feel exactly the opposite of this. Um, I was picking up on gentleness, kindness, magic. It could be even that you exude those qualities passively or actively. This really doesn't matter that much. But I feel like this is so strangely just going, it's unseen by you in a way, which is highly like suspicious, okay? Um I feel like this reading for pile number one, it carries a foggy aspect both for you, me, and also for the party that's involved in here. It could be multiple people, it could be one specific person if you are interested, but I feel like you go about your life in a way or in a style that you don't really, you do invest a lot of effort in the way in which you appear or how you structure yourself, what you chisel and what you want the world to see, but you don't necessarily see the full implications, not the full spectrum of how this affects the people around you. And I feel like you are a stabilizer. Uh, Precisely why this is in the what people hide from you, I feel like there is a whole conspiracy of sorts to hide the actual care and the again impact that you can have over people. What exactly makes them conceal that from you? I think it's being told by the joy card in reverse. There is generally this feeling of defeat that I can read from their energy, and also with this Ten of Swords in here, there is some sort of stagnancy, or maybe stagnation, but never mind. A feeling of being defeated and being used to it. And you could come off as a reminder of sorts. It could be some sort of love that person feels. It could be some sort of hope that you awaken in that person. You see, in general, what I see in the first row of the cards, which is the general, and I will get into the actual subdivisions, is the fact that there is something too good to be true about you, in the sense that they know it's true, but they know that stepping into that same type of energy would require them to awaken in the discomfort that they're actually going through and they got used to. So this is like, when you get used to something really bad, but you have to, and you got used to it to the point where actually feeling good, but being in the unknown or the uncertainty really feels uncomfortable, even more so than the actual previously comfortable or predictable suffering, which is kind of very strangely sad in this case, because I feel like you do bring this like water, metaphorically speaking, or renewal in the people's lives. We had references in here with a star in reverse, the world in reverse. This is also making me feel like heavily people feel like you represent something that they would also like to embody, and it makes them feel like they are far off, far away from that when they meet you. And strangely, this is not a very active or very, let's just say, pursuing type of energy that I can sense from your side. It's as if you almost like terraform people's personalities with your presence. You are like this quiet catalyst that seems to uh, make people go through this like progress or change, internal change that they have going, which is also happening without their permission in a way. But with this moon in here, it's like, things are worth going through with them or something like this. I see in here a lot of renewed hope, but also a very powerful, somehow clear uh, despair that has to be seen and acknowledged as a result of it. Like people want the results, but they don't want the actual effort, or don't want to go through the effort to actually make this happen. So I feel like you are quietly awakening people in a way, and you're doing so in ways in which you cannot even comprehend, because you have Bennett in here. This is a support character from the game, so I wouldn't say highly underrated. The character doesn't have a very good assessment over who they are and their, let's just say, support in this case. And I feel like this is something I was always picking up on with this character, and I feel like you also have this huge importance in the sense that of value that you bring to the world, to the people around you. You don't know it. You don't know how much this um, kind of creates roots, and you don't know how much this is changing people in very slow but unseen ways at first. So this is kind of very, very, very powerfully, you know, driven towards giving you this compliment, but I feel like you won't take it, which is also something very particular about this one. It's like this is either a humble person situation or somebody who doesn't really know that they are actually very impactful in the ways in which they come about to the other people and how you present yourself to the world, to the point where people feel joy in reverse, which is this feeling of inadequacy at times, maybe also defeat, or feeling awakened in a feeling of I don't like where I'm at right now. It's also giving hopeful, I wrote in here, support, friendliness, untapped potential. I see a lot of social dynamics in here, social positive qualities that people are getting awakened into as a result of your presence out there. but it's also mixed in with a lot of unavailability. So it's as if, people do need a lot of time and space to digest the whole experience. So yeah, that's a tough one, I would say, to go through. But you could be left out in the cold or confused about all of this. So yeah, hope this makes sense. But so far, I see this as being very puzzling to you. Also, you may find that this message could be very puzzling to you as well. Well, out of this world, I did tell you about this one. Also inaccessible. Um, you see, also I saw in here this element of feeling really earthly in a way. You being like somehow detached in a very positive sense from the drama, from the struggle, from the world, to the point where people are actually questioning themselves and feeling like they don't live in the same reality um, in which you do, because it seems like it's almost like wanting me to say uh, disproportionately kind or positive when like people like are such complainers. I want to just say it's making me feel like this is not like when people meet you, they're like they have so many reasons to be sad, but they are not. And this is something that heavily confuses them. um, it's a whole conspiracy. I want to say it's a whole mystery conspiracy, something like you could be discussed, you will not know this. You could be talked about, analyzed. People can sit there, think about you, and be like, I don't know how this works. I don't understand how this works, but I want to know more. The general gist of this. Okay, moving on, we have what they don't want you to discover. You have a character in here who's very, let's just say, that's my perception, competitive. This is like also hidden motives and some sort of grand plan. However, while this at first might seem as maybe a bit hostile or competitive, you have to understand one thing, that with a star in reverse in here, I feel like some people are in a place where they feel so powerless that they don't have any other choice or tactic but this one. And this is making me feel like you could arbitrarily discover that some people don't have best interest best interests at heart when it comes to the interactions with you. But I don't want you to be feeling that this is something that they would qualify them to be bad. I feel like there is a lot of vulnerability in here. Um, and why this is important for this topic and for this context is the fact that I can see that being somehow shifted, changed, rewritten in a very slightly unseen way. Now, this is all I see it stemming from the center of the reading. So this makes me feel like you are rewriting some sort of story of a person or a group of people, because you're setting an example. I don't feel like you know this. Now, I don't feel like you understand this, simply because we have in here this other character I was just covering in the beginning. It makes me feel like you do not realize, but you're doing something, you're creating something, you are acting on something, or your actions create this very powerful inspirational effect that you are not quite aware of. And while you may find the people being in very low places, because the star in reverse is not a generally very pleasant card, it could be situations where people are so low that they are in survival and they feel like they have to only fend for themselves. Now, when they meet you, at first, this could be something that's reinforced because that's their usual pattern. And over time, it makes them feel like, I want to discover more, I want to change, I want And it's as simple or as blunt as the fact that the person can be brought out of the feeling of survival. And I've seen this happen when a person is emotionally, for example, available, and the other person doesn't feel like they have to defend themselves or have to hide away their vulnerability from you. So I feel like, there is just so much. I have goosebumps, literally. There is just so much appreciation that's just coming for you in this reading, that's saying, you matter and you affect people in very good ways. At least that's what I see in here. And it's as if the contrast, or yeah, the world doesn't really reflect you that value as much, and I feel really sorry about this, but you will find that over time you will reap the consequences, the positive consequences, I mean, the rewards of your attitude, and you will be so shocked in a way because you thought that this is natural. Like, it feels to me like being this way, being this supportive, or being this positive way. And for some of you, this could be a literal like support person who's like supporting others, or something. Some of you are really creating something really good or inspiring, and it's making people feel good. Regardless of the form it takes, it's highly valued and it's reforming somehow the person. That's definitely something I see, and I feel like you are something that, renews, refreshes, gives this very inspirational vibe to the atmosphere, and I feel like this is something that I truly adore about pile number one. Uh, and this negative thing that I was seeing, it's like the person was on a mission, but it was on a mission to survive, and this is being rewritten in your favor. It's as if, the person really doubts it or wants to almost like survive, but with you too. And over time, it changes in like the best, most um, not exhilarated, it's like a most like refined or perfected way. It's like a chiseled intention, or it's like a chiseled like change in personality. You see, you'll find that over time people don't will not recognize themselves prior to meeting you. It's like a before and after. Prior to meeting, the person could be exhibiting some very strange or activated negative qualities, and with you there, that is being shifted in in a positive way. Not gonna lie, I just want to say, the rubble in here, the emotional rubble, or the emotional debris that I can read in here coming from the people, and how you're being intersected or almost like injected in all of this. And you cannot really say that this is like a support campaign. While it is, in a way, I want to say it's like not deliberate. And most likely you'll find that your actions really, you do them, you don't really think about them, but they're really positive. And that's something I really wanted to say about this one. For some of you, like, I don't want to hear this, but like, for some of you, it's literally something so you got used to it so much that you don't value it. It's like, and I don't want to hear it why in the comment section, not foreshadowing or something, but hear me out. This is like a general reading, but what I want to say, for some people, you can have, for example, charisma, and for some person, this is such like a thing that they want to experience from another person, like just perceived value that I can capture in here. I'm a more emotional type of person, and supportive type, so maybe I do have this tendency to shift things in that direction. But overall, I want to say the key aspect or element is like a fulfillment, a completion that's not happening because the person decided to be like in the survival mode, kind of also in an unwilling way. And you change that somehow, okay? This is like the type of story where you meet people and they affect you, and I want to say that this one affects people in a very positive way. You are actually the one to say this one. Okay. What they want but won't ask for. This is hilarious as well. Not really, but Okay, this is also kind of negative at first, but I'm not taking the information, I'm not like taking the bite for, yeah, not taking this bait, bite. Okay, what they want, it's completion in here. Because this card is in reverse, I feel like you will find people like this with this story of an onion and with like layers. And I feel like the layers of people can be things that would make them feel like, they are not that good. Or I feel like this is something that pervades this subdivision with a sense of belonging that they want to feel with your presence. And this is a very common theme, but this is like a feeling of shared belonging with you. And this is not a general light belonging, this is like a familiarity of sorts. This is like a sort of a presence, or very similar to another information I was capturing, like the missing piece. The world in reverse can signify in this case um, situations where the person or the people in here are finding things about you to be very true about themselves, but them feeling really lost, cut off, or like it's inaccessible to them. Inaccessible. And yeah, what's strange in here is again this fact that there is like a resemblance in here with the people, or a resonance where people want to feel like they are cradled in your presence but with no strings attached, or like it's not making them feel responsible. It's like you have something that I really value, but I don't know how to ask you for giving it to me. And it's like the pride in here, which I will get to because there is another subdivision of like, I crave you, but I don't want it to be known. I want to know more about you, but I can't let myself do that. Something like this. There is like, and very relevant information I wanted to say about this pile. You will encounter people at first. You might really be surprised or really scared or even like bitter at the people you may find, and over time this changes. This time it's as if like the pile number one in a way cleanses people in a very indirect, powerful, and unseen way, to the point where the person does is not even aware. I want to say that moment when you pick up the words from someone, or when you are changed for the better, or when you plant a seed into the person's mind and it blossoms, but they think that this is their idea or something like this. It definitely, like, from this side of the story, this is coming through. Next one, hide what they hide out of pride or ego. This is, I want to say, with death in reverse, a feeling of not being able to be called like the owner of their life. Also Hierophant in reverse, this is like lacking knowledge, lacking the inherent logic or plan or structure, which makes them feel really shameful in a way. It makes them feel really like victimized or powerless to their situations. And it makes them feel like they should be knowing this all. Maybe something that you care, maybe something that you feel, or the way in which you're carrying your, the way in which you present yourself feels really put together, effortlessly so, and even like indirect, to the point where the person is like feeling inadequate or questioning themselves. You see, I captured in here also lack of control, because death in reverse can also be situations out of control, and feeling like, life happens to me and I cannot influence, or I cannot control the factors that provoke a lot of like negative or painful emotions in me. And with Hierophant in reverse, also with this image, it could be a sense of no guidance, direction, or higher purpose. And I feel like also there is like a story in here that wants to be played, where the person discovers their purpose out of the result of feeling inspired by you. Okay. not feeling very well put together. I feel like you are like, for some people, a person who's like on display, or there is a lot of rumor circulating about you that's really positive, and the person is like, yeah, I don't understand, like, why are they like this, and I'm like in such a low space. It seems to be bringing like this negative thing, and I can't really say it's bad, because it actually awakens the person in what they really want, and I feel like this is like a shared ground that they want to experience or establish with you. And yeah, I really want to say, you will find that some people that you may be struggling with to connect or to get along with, over time they will change drastically. And last part, or not, no, what are they hiding about their struggles? Okay, no, this is not the last part. There is another subdivision. We have Strength in reverse and Ace of Pentacles in reverse. This is a story about struggling financially, because also right next to this one, in another subdivision, I saw the Five of Pentacles. This is also a connection of sorts that I saw. This could be more than just a feeling of lack of money or lack of opportunity. It's making me feel like some people in here are blocked or feeling shame in a way that makes them feel like they cannot adequately accept, manage, and explore offers that would allow them to further progress. They feel really stuck. It's something that I see, and I feel like they feel cut off, yeah, from the social dynamic or social dimension of it's people stuck in various ways. Um, this could also talk about depression, having no having nothing to be proud of. I feel like you also awaken a sense of shared value or universal value. I captured this one too. I was pretty proud about this. Now, it's as if the person can struggle to find their self-esteem, and they grasp onto the first thing that they can find, and this could be like their work, their qualities. Maybe for some this could be their like bad qualities that keep them like with this false feeling of superiority as well. Yeah, what they hide about their intentions. This one also was kind of surprising for me, because I saw in here depletion, lacking emotional power, and also lacking wanting to be authentic but not being able to have the resource that would make them or would allow them to be like this, and they feel heavily blocked. mm, it's also like apathetic. Yeah, as I'm looking at this whole line of information, I want to say generally something about you in on a spectrum awakens or really creates this gradual wave of resonance for the better. I really hope this resonates, but that's what I can see. And for some people, it's like, is this really something that, is this person really going to be my new renewal of hope in humanity? Something like this. And all they do is watch for now, or what they do is constantly analyze. But if you are really like this active, kind person out there being, I just want to say, this makes me feel like they are watching and learning. That's something that's really relevant about this pile. Okay, I went very far with this one. Thank you so much for watching. I hope it resonates. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Do let me know if this was accurate in the comment section if you'd like. And if you want to donate for the channel, you'll find the links in the comment section and the description section. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to hear from you in the future readings. Take care. Hello, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. This one is finally similar to another pile, which, okay, you can check. While it may be similar to pile number 1, this one is much more direct in this energy. This is fascinating because all lights up as I'm looking at the Justice card. We have the story where you could be like a sort of a metaphorical lighthouse for people, or a person who gets things changed instantly by asserting themselves, asserting their beliefs, their presence into the world. This one feels more active, more assertive, outspoken than the previous pile, but okay, still. I feel like we're dealing in here with an internal battle that people also conceal and hide from you. And also, this is fascinatingly, like, it's so bright and flashy. There is this shared understanding of noble character or integrity, or just generally very, also very good reputation that's being exuded from the Justice card in here for pile number 2. And it's as if the rumor in here, while it's very positive, it's circulating, it's creating this very powerful contrast, okay, that I'm struggling to comprehend, because the contrast in here lies in the concepts that I wrote, which is brutality, claiming also survival, some sort of wilderness. And I feel like you either are dealing with a person who is generally very business oriented, very harsh, very like narrow minded, I would say, or this could be a demographic that you're working with right now, and it's heavily, heavily materialistic. I feel like this is a type of mentality that's making them feel like it's either the money or it's either the material satisfaction or status that this one gives or ensures, and it's nothing else. Or if you don't have it, then you're done for and you are inferior. I feel like the powerful contrast in here, I feel like within the ranks, you are there and you represent the complete opposite polarity. And while the person feels like they have it together in a way, or materially, or financially, or rank wise, something like this, something about the group or the people in here makes them feel entitled, like they have it all together in a way, but it's not making them really happy. And something that you have and what you represent instead, it's making them feel like they're lacking that. They're lacking like almost like the humanity or the actual nobility or oh my god, soulfulness, or very gentle, kind, and spiritual qualities of truth that you may be representing. It's as if something about you is very hopeful, very authentic. It's speaking about a level of integrity that it's just alien to a lot of people. And there is jealousy in here. There is not jealousy, but envy. There is this sense of, I thought I claimed everything, but here is this person giving me a feeling like I don't have enough, or I don't have the full like element of fulfillment. And it's almost like raising this question of like, how dare you do that to me? Okay, not question, but okay, you got the idea. I feel like with just organization, or actually organization in reverse, um this is giving me a feeling of you feeling like you don't have it all together, but you actually, in the other people's perspective, you have it all together, or you have something that they do not have. And it could be a very like interchangeable thing, where they might think you're having something of theirs that they would like to have, and vice versa in a way. However, I do want to point out in this reading that you do have much more fulfillment than the person or the group in here, and it feels genuine. It feels like pile number 2 is a genuine type of demographic, or in general a very genuine people. And this discomfort that arises in the reading, with the feeling of, now what? Do I reset? Do I start from scratch? Do I abandon everything that I did and chase something again? It really awakens people in an element of lack, or feeling like they don't have it all together as they initially thought, or that feeling of regret when you misplace your investment or investments in general, and it's giving you like this headache of like, I wasted a lot of time on that and it was not worth the trouble. Okay, moving on to the next section, we have what they don't want you to discover. um I feel like you are in a situation where you either have some sort of access to information, or you may be able to read it from people, or perhaps you're just generally very inquisitive and it so happens that you come in contact with a lot of information. There is this shared feeling of feeling scared that you will discover some sort of details, personal life details about them, and they would feel, or they think that you would feel like you have it, or you have an upper hand in this situation, whereas they don't have this like privilege of access to information. This is very like strange to channel, I would say, because I'm struggling to make sense of it too in a way, given the combination, but it's as if you have more access to something, or you are more empowered in like the information seeking type of way, rather than they are. And this makes them feel like really out of control somehow, and it makes them feel like, the power play really leans in your favor. And this is also giving me the situation where a person so desperately builds control, this feeling of wanting to control everything, this stance on things where they have it all within their grasp, but the more they control, the less they feel like they are able to influence things. And with you, it's much more like, you have some sort of advantage in here that feels to them like it's unfair, because they have something of like status that's preventing them to be as flexible as you are. And in this whole situation, they consider themselves to be behind, or they feel like, officially they might be in charge, but unofficially you are. And this is heavily making them upset and even more chaotic about their control factors or something. Moving on to the category of what they want but they will not ask for. This category is meant to reveal their like raw wants, or what they desire even though they don't admit. And it's interesting because the line in here, the side of the people, okay, the vast majority of people that you come in contact with, or their energy feels really dry. it feels burnt out. It feels cut off from source, from God, from something that would make this life worth living. And I feel like what they want but won't ask for, it's, I even wrote this down, by the way, it's this feeling of lightness, creativity, curiosity, soulful aspect that you embody, but it feels like very far from them. You know, different from pile number one is the fact that while you are much more assertive about this, I feel like you may have some people with very heavy imprinting or very heavy emotional signatures where the person doesn't really have the hope or doesn't feel inspired to take action and change things. It feels like so deep. I feel like when I describe this, I feel like it's a very like solidified like stone heart, something like this, okay? It's very spontaneous, but there is just this strange feeling of lost hope in ever being renewed, or it's as if for them it's actually over, which I don't believe it's true. It's what I see as being told in their narrative. I feel like you could be quite quick and also very um, decisive about your aid, and you could be actually also very forgiving if you understood that the person had genuine intentions or if they were ready. I feel like you are actually very discerning, but in this case it's as if the hope or the actual inspiration or logic behind how I can be like saved, it's very murky. It's very close to I won't make it, or I don't know how I will make it, and I don't believe that I have a chance to change things, you know. It's as if there is like too much time has passed, okay? It's very uncomfortable to say the least. And strangely, it also got distilled to the point where they actually crave more of you, okay? It means that something about you, just like pile number one, has this resonance or resemblance with them, and the connection with you makes them feel connected to that internal part of them. Next one, what are they hiding out of pride or ego? I feel like this one enveloped the reading the most, because I feel like you have a person or a group in here that's actually wanting to study or to ask for your wisdom, to be guided by your wisdom, but it's while it's urging and it's making them feel like this, officially this doesn't unfold. Unfortunately, I feel like this is a strange situation where they both crave it, but they deny it, okay? I feel like it would take them a simple, sincere act of asking for help from your side for them to truly open up and to change, mend things, and feel better as a result. However, it's as if the social structure or the social establishment is making things really complicated, okay? And thus, it's a very suffering um, producing situation for them. It's like, I want this, I can't have it because I risk it, I don't want to risk it all, okay? I would rather also say that this is a study or a desire to study you, to study your ways of being. It's a very, very powerful curiosity as well, but it's masked, it's hidden, it's something that they don't know they want, but will not go for, or not will not be as they will not be courageous enough to actually go for it, okay? And strangely, it's a call for vulnerability. This one is It surprises me the most because given the context in here, it's as if you are dealing with very close-minded, the close, not closed, okay, narrow-minded people, and very established or stubborn in their ways. And what I can sense in here as being true, it's the fact that they actually want this change, but it's so subconscious that they're not even aware of it. It's like they want it, but they cannot even admit it to themselves. That's how convoluted this whole story is. Eventually, what will happen, I want to say, this energy seems to reach a boiling point in the future where it's carrying this inevitable crisis moment or bitter realization that I'm not going in the direction that I like or I would like to. And I just hear or I can see the story being going in the direction of like some sort of life or midlife crisis, okay? You have more flexibility than the people around you, and it's as if you got the right type of values and things that you chose to pursue to the detriment of some like untrue or false foundations, okay? Whereas the situation with the people around you is actually the other way around, or it's completely inverted or reversed, I would say. Because it's very sad how I can see this very pure, loving, affectionate. It's as if the person wants to exercise every bit of harshness from their soul, from their experience, from their being, but it's like they feel too blocked in their current configuration, social configuration to do that, or they don't know genuinely other ways to make that happen, to make it work in their favor. So I believe strongly that all can be changed, but the crisis in here for the people, I feel like it's inevitable, and you'll further find that you were actually true all along. You were right actually all along in the sense that you pursued the right thing from the start, and this will be proven to you with signs and with information, with data from their life experience, and it will be confirmed by time. What they hide about their struggles, I'm sorry, it feels like I'm concentrating on a lot of things and I'm not doing a very good job right now. But Knight of Wands, um, I feel like this is someone in here who's trying to manage it all really flawlessly or give off the impression that they have it all together, and this is giving me the rush to live, or this is giving me adrenaline, or I really adore working doing this, where it's actually pretty out of control. With Knight of Wands, what they hide about their struggles is the actual energy that's strongly draining them to show up in the world as if everything is well put together and I have it all under control, when actually there is nothing in control about this whole thing. This is also failing to be organized, failing to prioritize things in their life in a way that would make them feel fulfilled, in a way that would make them feel like they're happy with the actual result that they're faced with. So, what I sense in here is a person or a group who is battling a control dynamic. It's as if they want to tame life, and what ends up happening is life tames them, and it makes them feel really overwhelmed. You and all of this thing are both a bitter and a very happy not recognition but reminder of what they miss or what they want but can't have or don't know how to achieve. And on top of things, if as if this wasn't enough, they feel unworthy, they feel like they don't know, or it's actually too late for them. And this is so BS because I don't believe it. There is no too late for anyone, because I do believe some things, especially in that department, can change in a instant, in a moment, with a change of intention. It can instantly happen, or at least that's something I believe. It's never too late. That's something I want to say for some reason, okay? And lastly, we have what they hide about their intentions. This one is also carrying this strangely sad element. This is also territory. A person who's trying to be very territorial, or territorialism, if that's even a word that exists. Um, it's an intention to be as detached and as concealed from you as possible, that would allow them like this suspension. They want to feel like they suspended your influence on them, and they are really scared that you will find out that you have a huge impact on them, okay? But with this full in here, I want to say they cannot do that for long, or they will not be able to do that for long, because I feel like the universe is leading a lot of people to you to set an example. And this is it won't they won't be able to run away from them no matter how much they try, okay? Uh, I want to also add that it will heavily resonate. Hopefully, I should have said that in the beginning, but I see it more clearly now. Um, if you encounter people or situations that you really cannot understand, if you have very little mirroring in your life, if you have this nagging feeling like you're not in the right place, in the right surroundings, or if you're like feeling like you have the values and the attributes of a person who is placed in the wrong group. I want to say you're not placed in the wrong group necessarily. At this point in life, maybe this is something that's meant to be, but you it's the way you influence people. It feels forbidden, it feels positively forbidden, and I really love it, because you're just doing enough to get people to ask themselves if this is something that they really like or want. Okay, that's what I see. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope this made sense. For some reason, that was a like a very dry reading, or that's my perception. I hope it's not, or I hope at least it's helpful, but that's what I see. Thank you for watching. Make sure to comment below how this resonated, if it did. Um, Subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and if you'd like, you can donate. The links are going to be in the comment section and the description section. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to hear from you in the future readings. Take care. Okay, pile number 3, welcome to your reading. This one is very particularly, as well as usual, different from the other energies of pile number 1 and 2. But I feel like this is wildly unknown territory for a lot of people when they interact with you. I feel like you are wildly unknown. I feel like you spark a lot of intrigue. I feel like this energy is pervading. It's one of mystery, of wonder, and very deep, almost like engulfing mystery and unknown, feeling of unknown, feeling like it's an uncharted territory. It feels like it's something also that doesn't make sense with sacred geometry in reverse. It's as if there are contradicting information pieces about you that, instead of making it feel like they are on the same page, they are understanding you, it makes them feel like they don't understand you. Or the more they get to know you, the more they hear information about you, the more confused they end up being. We have two references with loneliness in here, and I also had this feeling of anticipation and distance and slight avoidance that came through from this pile. This is making me feel like people are concealing some sort of, or are hiding from you, this very stubborn and persistent idea of having a case study on you. But the more they try, again, the more they try to understand, the less they have the opportunity to understand what's actually going on. It's like the more you resist not knowing pile number three, the more you don't know them. Like, this is just such a unique information. I think this is by far, again, pile number three always not complying to the general rules of reading, but okay. And this is like a one type of energy that maybe one time I met it in a reading, but it's very, very similar and very rare at the same time. I'm looking at this moon card, and genuinely it makes me feel like um, people find comfort in the concept that you need to be studied over time, and it's very unpredictable energy. It's as if one day you could be confident and certain about something that's in relationship to you true, and the other day you find it to be quite the opposite. And I feel like these are both good and bad things. So, for example, a person might think that you could be, for example, idealistic, and the next day they might find the complete opposite, and they might find that you're actually very pragmatic, very realistic, and it makes them feel like they don't understand what else to use or what other tactic to employ to actually get to understand you. And with this hermit, I want to say, I was capturing a lot of admiration, I was capturing a lot of awe, I was also capturing a lot of a desire to further study, to further get to know you better. But also, there is this seeming like impossibility that it's never gonna happen if you're not gonna consent to it. So, yeah. In the general situations in life, for pile number three, this is something like you feel like an exception to the rule, okay? To the general rule, okay? It's this unpredictability, it's placing you in a choice point where you're either going to be understood by choice, where you're going to open up, or you're never going to be understood because you didn't open up, and because the person was left guessing. And I mean, I'm saying this, it's as if it's a bad thing, but I don't feel like it's a bad thing. I feel like you have a lot of control in the ways in which you're being seen. It's like literally the story, if I don't tell you, if it doesn't leave my mouth and you have no proof of it, it never happened. And I don't feel like you're manipulative about this, but it carries a truth to it. So it's like you cannot be manipulated or bashed through in a way to admit something that's not even true. And if you want to conceal it, you can do it so well that everyone is going to be confused. So I feel like there is a degree of mastery in here when it comes to how you allow people to see you. And with sacred geometry in reverse, not even a psychologist, not even the best psychologist can have a full grasp of your full personality. And that's okay. Um, Something about you feels advanced. I want to just say something about you is so wildly different and so advanced in a way that it's actually scary. It makes me feel like you are a genius in an area of life, and the others are like, yeah, I hope to understand them a bit, but I feel like they are so wildly unknown that I will never get the chance to fully get who they are. Okay, that's something they hide. I almost feel like there is also like a chasm or like an abyss that's opened when it comes to other people trying to open or create a bridge. It's like you can destroy it instantly. It's very empowering, by the way. Okay, it's very mysterious, it's very spiritual, it feels very masterful in a way. It's like a person who mastered their image and how they display themselves into the world. And what I want to say, what comes from hiding in this case for your pile, I feel like this is very plain and straightforward. What they hide is the sheer powerlessness in the lack of information, or they have the information, they don't have the information. This really doesn't count. This doesn't feel like it aligns. Or so what? I have this information, and what? I don't even feel in control. You can know facts about pile number 3, but it will never help you fully grasp who they are. And I feel like this is something that's like circulating, like you're like a sort of a hidden mafia, or like a secret agent, spy, whatever. Like that's like, why is nobody able to decipher them? Why are they so suspicious? Like, why is their energy so suspicious? Where actually there is nothing suspicious about pile number 3. They just like to keep it to themselves, and that's okay. Like they are just private like this, and that's all right. But the way this choice, like the choice to not be understood, it's just hilarious. It's so brilliant also as well. It's just wonderful. And this one is very short for the introduction, even though I'm looking at the minutes and it's a lot. The energy is very straightforward. It's as if, you're being recognized for this very powerful aspect, but nobody has the actual bravery and courage to actually go for it and tell you up front, which I find to be so original in here for pile number 3 and so hilarious at the same time. I mean, maybe it's fun for you, but definitely not for the people around you. It's like, not even like no paparazzi is going to breach that privacy that you established for yourself. And if you don't resonate with being that, maybe this is not your pile, but that's what I feel is the case. It feels like, divinely protected, like divine boundaries or something like this. You're just shielded in like open space. I cannot put it other way. What is fun about what they don't want you to discover from the subdivisions is the fact that I sense a lot of loyalty, a lot of like almost like ready to pounce if you are going to open up. I feel like you have a person in here or a group who's ready to accommodate you really fast, like in an instant, and also like you have a lot of respect and like instant resource out of the sheer understanding that you may decide to simply come out of your shell and ask for someone's company or something, and I feel like you have someone readily available for that. I feel like they don't want you to know this, or they don't want you to discover this, because it would make them feel like, I don't want to seem as desperate as I am right now, and I really want them to feel like, I want to be the first go-to person if they are going to ever open up. So that's the feeling. And they would feel a lot of shame if you'd find out that they are ready to like pounce, okay, if only you gave a sign, okay. It's like a very also like someone really sympathizes and like loves you in a way, or has this very warm predisposition towards you, but they mask it or they conceal it with coldness in an attempt to not make it very obvious, okay. So yeah, that's okay, my reading made it obvious, so bashed this too today. um what they want but won't ask for. This is so fun. I feel like you have in here strangely a person or a group who wants very like radiant, warm, uh, childlike connection with you, but are right now with their back turned, or like, I don't want to disappoint them or myself by believing in this. This is like a cry for help in a way, and it reminded me of the energy of completion from pile number one. It's like I want to do so much with you. I want to explore so many things with you. I want to be with you in so many ways, but I'm really afraid that you are unavailable or there are some obstacles that I'm simply not aware of. Isn't that fun? Definitely not for them. Um, what they hide out, okay, what they hide out of pride or ego. The way I'm strained today, it's just not even serious. Okay. What they hide out of pride or ego. King of Swords in here, this could be an intellectual mask. This could be like, I'm this very smart, cunning, very well put together, intelligent person. I'm really proud of myself. I'm really having all of these things well put together, and I have status in here. I have, like, I know my work, I know what I'm doing, like I'm very proficient. But in and of itself, this makes me feel like it's very forced, and also it's very like almost like scars. It's as if the person is basing their whole like worth on that. Okay, it's like, let's invest everything in this powerful image that we have because we have to prove ourselves. Let's try to be as impressive as possible as can be to be qualified or worthy of a connection with them. Okay, that should really tell you a lot about the person or about the group in here. And if there's a group in here, I feel like this is a desire to impress you and to make you feel like, I have something to share with you. I have something of worth to share with you, where it's actually very innocent. The person really wants to connect. Okay. Moving on, we have what they hide about their struggles. I have in here people for you from pile number 3. You have in your proximity some people who are very good at suppression, but the more they suppress, the more it hits them. It really hits them bad. I feel like you have a person in here in love, and they pretend like they don't, and the more they do, the more they pretend like they don't love you, the harder it hits. I just cannot explain it otherwise. Because strengthened here seemingly like the person could come on top of things, and the very next day the person is just like on their knees in pain because they have like this overwhelming feelings for you, which with the tower it's very uncomfortable. It's like, I thought I got this, but I don't. Oh well. I'm just sorry about this, but it's just so, I feel like pile number 3, you're so charismatic that literally this energy makes me feel like I'm mirroring it into the reading in a way. It's like you're a whole walking, living a legend of sorts, okay? Hilarious. What can I say? Next up, we have what they hide about their intentions. This one will shock you. This one has the potential to shock you, and I feel like this, pile number 3, you have a person here. I don't know. If this is not a person, maybe this is a group, but this is strongly aligning with one person. You have a seemingly bitter person, okay, with Ten of Swords reversed. This could be generally known as a very rebel and very rebellious person. A very nasty person could be, or a person who's seemingly seen or depicted as bad. Whilst at the same time, this person has, why this card is in reverse, this person has very, very strong, like tamed energies in their field where they are really able and are willing to submit and to be like pacified in a way, or tamed by your energy, because they are so fragile and so afraid to upset you. It's a very strange, powerful testimony that the person really loves you in a way, I feel, because they may be bad and nasty with all around them, but when it comes to you, they're just too afraid to upset you. It's like they would crash out, their whole world would crash, crack, whatever, would simply get annihilated if they knew that they somehow upset you, okay? This is so strange, but that's what I can see. And also because this is intentions, I feel like you are reworking this person in a way. Whether you know this or not, it's as if the person wants to show up in their best qualities. And this is no longer the case with this. It's actually either the Nine of Swords, I forgot. Never mind, it's not even about that, but I wanna say it's they want to change for the better. They want to show up because they love you. And for a group reading, for if this is a group type of situation, it's as if while the people might at first feel like they not the best, like not good characters or something, they so care about how they appear to you that they are ready to change for that. And it's very endearing, I would say, because this is also a testimony about the fact that people in general are very innocent. What got me very surprised is the fact that you have a lot of weight in the actual reading when it comes to the last category, because it's the most shocking or something, or and also it's as if you have a flipped dynamic in here where you may find that people mirror some sort of coldness or detachment that you may have, which is on purpose. Uh, I'm sorry if I called you out, but okay. And also, like, you literally have in here either a person or a group of people, because this could be a message that extends to two people, three people. They feel like they've never met a person like you, and they feel like the warmth that you radiate is just so endearing. It's so they feel so happy to they would feel so happy to explore it with you. But because the sun is in reverse in here with Klee, this is giving me a feeling of it's not the time right now. They haven't shown any sign that they want this, or the stakes are too high, okay? And also King of Swords in here is giving me a lot of people are concealing their vulnerabilities and insecurities in the ways in which they act in very exaggerated, like very well put together ways. And for you, this could be very funny because actually pile number three has this feeling of or perception that allows them to see the truth or to be able to discern and be wise enough to understand the situation for what it truly is. And to be quite fair with you, you have lots of people looking for signs, looking for availability, looking for information that would allow them to have this like green light to pursue things with you. However, for now, they see you as like this not isolated person, but like you're more like an island of a person, if that's something that like it's existent, or word combination, if this word combination even exists. But I want to say it's profoundly shocking how much attention you have in here. It's how much magnetism, the magnitude of the pressure that's being is present in the air around you, okay? Isn't this wonderful, by the way? Okay, it's okay. If you wanted attention, if you wanted to feel like a celebrity, here you go, you have it. Okay, thank you so much for watching pile number three. I hope you enjoyed the reading. Please let me know if it resonated. This one felt very familiar for some reason. I felt like I was reading for a friend or something. This energy feels strangely familiar. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Check out the other videos on the channel. You can also check the links for the donations if you want. If not, that's okay. I won't be mad for long. Thanks for watching, and I hope to hear from you in the future readings. Take care.